Welcome back to the DFS Sweatshop. I am your host, the DFS Jerusalem, and you can follow me, of course, on Twitter at DFS Jerusalem, breaking down last night's five-game NBA slate. Uh, what a weird night in the NBA. We saw cash lines higher than the draft pussy. We saw some crazy sits at the last minute. A lot of guys could not get their lineups right. We saw 25% ownership for a motherfucker who didn't even touch the floor in some cases. It was a very hard night to cash if you were not in touch with all of the news media outlets to find out who was in and who was out right before lineups lock. That happened in DFS. It was a rookie mistake on a lot of folks' part. You've got to be in touch with what goes on before lock. If you're not able to do that, this is not what you want to do. Okay? You've got to be in touch. And see, on a five-game slate like tonight, I usually go 5% of my complete buy-in. That's what I did tonight. That's what I've been doing a lot frequently because we've been having those choppy slates and those 5-game, 4-game slates. But tomorrow, we got a nice 9-game slate. We will be going over that. Now we're going to go over our regular formatting of the show. Normally, this is the point where I would go over my core 4 plays. You will see those tomorrow. I have been raring to go issuing out those core 4s, and we will issue that out tomorrow, probably between 2 and 3, as I will be taking a break from the restaurant tomorrow night, in order to go and watch my main man, Kemba Walker, and big game Dame Lillard in Charlotte. I get to see two of my favorite point guards play. Shout out to the homie that tried to shoot me a couple of tickets to the Hornets game on Friday. I got to work, couldn't take off that many days. Appreciate you for the lookout, though. Thank you very much, man. But maybe I'll catch you. I'll take you up on that next time. Let's go ahead and jump into the feature 4 plays of the night. These were the 4 most talked about, tweeted about guys in the DFS Sweatshop, in the Facebook VIP, on Twitter, as well as the chat session that we do have up and running on the DFS Sweatshop website. And I got to tell you, now we're still in the optimizing phase, getting everything together for our new launch that you're going to see in the coming month. So if you do want to mix it up in the chat on the website, it's very simple. You just download a QR reader. You can find those in Google Play Store, on the iTunes or whatever, but not iTunes, but in the Apple Store. You download that, and what you do is you scan the QR reader to the desktop version of the website. There's going to be a barcode there. You scan that, and that will give you instant, immediate access into the website chat room. So, got a lot to go over. Let's go ahead and get into it. We're going to start with that feature 4. We're going to go ahead and jump into the who dat, scoring all them points over there, play of the night. And this has got to go to Corey Joseph, man. This cat was 30% owned. A lot of the sharper guys that were up on the news before lock, they knew that they weren't going to see Kyle Lowry. Now, me, I was not in that number, as I was at work tonight. You know, I work 2 jobs. During the day, I'm a barber full-time, and then I go after that and into the restaurant. I'm a waiter at night. So don't be afraid to tip your waiter. 20% is always good. So we're dead because this is our slow season. Right after the holidays, folks aren't spending money like they usually do. So we're kind of dead in the restaurant. I'm kind of waiting to be cut because I'm ready to get the fuck out of here, especially if I can get out of here before 7 because lineups locked at 7:30. So right at 7:02, I get a table. And these are the neediest motherfuckers in the world. I'm talking about can't get an unsweet tea, but I want some Splenda. Can I get a half and half? Bitch, I ain't no chemist. I'm not mixing half and half of sweet tea. Bitch, drink sweet tea or unsweet tea. Or I'll give you some unsweet tea and some Splenda. I ain't no motherfucking chemist. I failed biology. You see? I said biology. I meant to say chemistry. But so didn't get a chance to change the 5 lineups that I had across 2 sites. I had 5 lineups. I had 2 in FanDuel, 3 on DraftKings. 3 of the 5 lineups did have Kyle Lowry in them, and I didn't get to make those necessary changes in time. And right when I looked at it, at around 8 o'clock was the next time I checked it out. Man, I saw that I was in for a world of hurt. There was no way I was going to catch up to the rest of the field because I did not make those changes. If you did, I know it panned out for you, especially if you got the who dat scoring all the points over there play tonight in your lineups. Corey Joseph, 30% owned, Canada guy, 3.4K in salary, went out and put up 44 DraftKings points. Excellent game, for you. The next play we're going to talk about is the how did I miss that play tonight? Now I can tell you how I missed this play. Earlier in the day, there were reports that he was going to be out, that he was questionable, he wasn't going to play, and Will Barton went out, man, and the ownership was very low on him. By the time lineups locked, I'm talking 8% ownership on a guy that at 5.6K goes out and scores 45 DraftKings points. Excellent game we saw from Will Barton. The next guy I'm going to talk about is the heat check player tonight. And this is probably not going to go to the person that you think it's going to go to, but faced with the quote unquote best player on the team is out. You're the second best player on the team, or you're the whatever. Some people think you're the best player on the team. You go out there and you carry the team. And that's exactly what DeMar DeRozan did. 8.5K, 24% ownership. He went out and scored 60.75 DraftKings points, finished second among all DraftKings scores on the night. And that is why you, DeMar DeRozan, are tonight's Heat Check player of the night. Now, we've come to a part in the show where I have to address that one motherfucker. This is a motherfucker that was born about 33 years ago today. And you mean to tell me on an anniversary of when your mother laid in that hospital for 36 hours giving labor to your snowflake ass, the 33rd anniversary of that, you gonna go out and you gonna shit the bed for us? You gonna lay an egg on your birthday? Who the fuck is a birthday snowflake? I tell you who, Dwayne Wade, you a motherfucking snowflake with your snowflake ass. How the fuck you gonna go out on your birthday and snowflake out on us like that? Man, you a motherfucking snowflake, and I ain't gonna roster your ass again. Till the next time Jimmy Butler's out and it's all on you. But while Jimmy Butler playing, I ain't gonna roster your ass again. Cause Jimmy went out and fucking balled on your birthday with your old snowflake ass. Let's get on with the rest of the motherfucking show. Let's go ahead and jump into a very brief recap of last night's 5 games. The reason why we do this, and I can tell you, man, I watch every NBA game, and I know that it's hard for you, even though we've got League Pass right now that is available for you for free for a week. They're trying to get you to buy the rest of the season because they're coming into the All-Star break, and you may not get a chance to watch every game. That's why I like to recap the games for you, because maybe you can get a hint of the emotion, the passion, the ups and downs, things that you see during an NBA game. The eye test never fails. It is the single most best factor when it comes to who you should roster, knowing what to do when a player's out. You watch enough of the games so you can say, hey, man, I know there's a dude that was on the bench that balled out a few games ago in a blowout, and the starter's out, and he's getting a start, so maybe I should give him a play. If you had watched NBA games, you would have known that just because Kyle Lowry was out, it doesn't mean, oh, give me all of DeRozan. No, it means give me some Corey Joseph at 3.4K. That's what it means. And you get that from watching the games. You've got to watch the games. And since all of you maybe not be able to watch the games, I'm going to report back to you what I see when I watch the games. We talked about last night about Goran Dragic, the way he sets up that low pick and roll every play for Hassan Whiteside. Did you watch the game? Because you saw a lot of that. And Goran Dragic went the fuck off, had a nice game, dished out a ton of dimes and scored some points. So let's go ahead and jump to that recap real quick. We're going to start in the game that we were talking about, kind of, sort of, with the Brooklyn Nets at home against the Toronto Raptors. This game was not as competitive as it may have been. The actual point total, I believe, was 11.5 points. Toronto Raptors did not cover, but they were very close. They won the game by 10. We're going to start on the Toronto side. We saw DeMar Carroll for 26 minutes. He had 9 points and 3 rebounds, with 1 assist and 2 steals. Lucas Nogueira Obede, he only played 7.26 minutes. Didn't get a lot of time in. He did have an injury. Going to be questionable next time out. We got to take a look at him. We know they're on a back-to-back. They're going to be playing tomorrow. 3 points, 2 boards in the 7 minutes. Not a great game there. Jonas Valanciunas let a lot of folks down. In 29 minutes, he had 7 points and 10 boards. And this is why you cannot fall in love with the recency. You just can't do it. You can't do it. I was kicking it with the homie Buns B. Shout out to Buns B. Had an awesome lineup tonight. Scored about 355 DraftKings points. But he had Valanciunas in a spot where he should have had Brook Lopez. Because if once the Kyle Lowry news breaks and you think that the game's going to be close, so you stack up some on the Toronto guys, you've got Corey Joseph, you've got DeMar DeRozan, you've got Terrence Ross. If you got Terrence Ross, so automatically on the other side, you don't roster Valanciunas. you get Brook Lopez. It's a stack slate. That's what we were doing. But nonetheless, still had an awesome lineup. Shout out to you, Buns B, man. You do a lot for the community, and I definitely appreciate your contributions to the DFS sweatshop. Let's go ahead and finish up this one. DeMar DeRozan, the Heat check player tonight, played 36 minutes, had 36 points, 11 rebounds, 6 assists, and 1 steal. Pretty nice game we saw from him. Corey Joseph, we talked about him already. 33 points, 4 rebounds, 4 assists, and 15 of 22 shooting. That's 68% from the field. Awesome game we saw from Corey Joseph. Terrence Ross chipped in 15 points to go with 4 assists, 2 steals, 2 assists, 4 rebounds, 2 assists, 1 steal, and 2 blocks. Good game there. Fred VanVleet, in his 24 minutes, had 10 points, 4 rebounds, 2 assists, and 2 steals. Pretty decent game we saw from him at that price point on the Brooklyn Nets side. Not a lot to talk about, man. Trevor Booker gave us blue balls again. Came out smoking and finished the game with 8 points, 8 boards, and 2 assists with a block. Not a great game there from him. Brook Lopez had a nice one, 28 points. He finally got some rebounds, 8 of them to be exact, to go with 2 assists while shooting 2 for 11 from the field. Like 11 for 23 from the field. How the fuck did this dude, go from 1 rebound last game to 8 boards this game? I mean, this guy, I'm kind of convinced he plays when he wants to, and we've got to keep track of his want-to games. Obviously, he wanted to play in this one. They had a really good game out. Spencer Dinwiddie, in his 23 minutes, had 5 points and 1 rebound to go with 3 assists. We saw Karis LeVert for 23 minutes. He had 14 and 3 to go with 4 assists and 2 steals. And Rondae Hollis Jefferson had a nice one, 14 and 8 to go with 3 assists, 1 steal, and 1 block in his 25 minutes. The next game I'm going to talk about is the Miami Heat at home against the Houston Rockets. This was very surprising that we did see the Miami Heat defend their home floor well and beat the Rockets. Saw a nice game, of course, from James Harden. He triple-doubled again, a big one, 40 points, 12 rebounds, 10 assists, and 2 steals while shooting 40% from the field, 12 for 30. Could have been better there. He hit 4 of 15 threes. Come on, James. 15 threes and hit 4. That's a ton of three-point shots to chuck up. But he's one of the guys that does it. He has the green light to do it, so he does. Pat Beverly, in his 33 minutes, had 12 points, 7 rebounds, 3 assists, and 2 steals. Not a horrible game from him. We saw a kind of sort of decent game from Trevor Ariza. He had 11 points and 8 boards to go with an assist and a steal in his 39 minutes. Clint Capella only played 8 minutes in his first game back from injury. He didn't score any points, but he had 5 boards, 1 assist, and 1 block. As his minutes increased, we're going to be able to roster him again with confidence. We saw Nena Hilario for 23 minutes. He had 4 points and 7 boards to go with 2 assists. Pretty bad game from him. Montrezl Harrell played 15 and he had 13 and 1. Not a great game there from him. The team was just kind of off. I mean, Harden was on, which he can do. Harden was on. But the totality of the team, it wasn't really a great game for them. It just really wasn't. On the Miami Heat side, 15 rebounds and 14 points for Hassan Whiteside. He also had a steal in the block. You kind of want a little more from him, especially in the block category. This is a guy that last year had a fucking triple-double with blocks. We want to see more of the defensive stats, the counting stats from Whiteside as we look forward to roster him later. Dion Waiters finally had a really nice game, shooting the ball, 17 points to go with 5 rebounds, 3 assists, and 1 steal in his 27 minutes. And Goran Dragic, 21 points, 8 boards, 8 rebounds, 8 assists, 1 steal while shooting 53% from the field. Pretty good game there. Tyler Johnson had 16 and 2 to go with 3 assists and 3 steals. And James Johnson, 15 and 8 to go with 6 assists and 3 steals. Wayne Ellington had 18 and 4 to go with an assist and a steal in this game. And this was kind of weird because, on the outset, you could stack against Houston because they're an up-tempo, high-paced game. The pace is usually dictated by the best player on the floor, which clearly was James Harden. So now looking back, hindsight is always 20/20, but Miami should have been a lot more stackable. I should have picked up that Miami would have been a really good stackable offense to run in this game. Plus, they were all cheap, and that way you could have got your fill of the, not all cheap, but I mean some of the major players in this game that did well were very cheap, and you could have rostered some of these guys and then still pulled Harden and maybe DeRozan with Corey Joseph and really made some hay in tournaments though. But that's something that we learned and we look to going forward. The next game I'm going to talk about is the Chicago Bulls at home against the Dallas Mavericks. This game was true to form. It was a very low scoring game. I believe the point total was 196.5 going into the game. They finished at about 197. So it was the Vegas guys were totally on point in this one. Something we didn't really see coming was Harrison Barnes having such a bad game, man. He had 20 real life points and 4 boards to go with an assist, but he didn't do anything defensively though. Shot 47% from the field, 2 for 3 from behind the arc. It could have been a much better game from Harrison Barnes. Wesley Matthews, he led the team in minutes, played 40 of them, and had 11 points, 4 rebounds, 2 assists. Not a great game there. We saw a nice game from Dirk Nowitzki, a double-double, 10 points, 10 boards, 2 assists, and 1 steal. And low breath, Steph Curry got to the action in 30 minutes. He had 18 and 2 to go with 2 assists and 2 steals while shooting 70% from the field and 3 for 5 from behind the arc. Darren Williams, nice game for him, 11 and 6 boards to go with 9 assists, 1 steal. And they kind of laughed at me when I said I liked Darren Williams yesterday. I just liked him. I like him. JJ Barea, he played 17 minutes, had 12 points, 1 assist, and 1 rebound and 6 assists while shooting 5 for 8 from the field. And we've got to see his minutes increase before we can really look at rostering him forward with confidence on the Chicago Bulls side. So a really nice game from Jimmy Butler. Damn near triple-doubled on him. 40 minutes, he led the team in those. Had 24 points, he led the team in those. 9 rebounds and 12 assists, he led the team in those as well. Also a steal to go with that. 5 for 12 from the field, shooting 41%. Did not hit the 1 3-pointer that he took, but it was a decent game for Jimmy Butler. So a nice one from Robin Lopez, 21 points, 5 rebounds, and 1 block. And you should have known that was going to happen once we knew that we weren't going to see Taj Gibson, because this is the best rebounding team in basketball. So when Taj Gibson is out, you can automatically look to Robin Lopez to do some of that interior work, getting those rebounds, blocking shots, playing tough, doing the dirty work, while Dwayne Wade, snowflake ass, run around and go 8 for 21 from the field, shooting 38%. Didn't hit a 3. Horrible game for Dwayne Wade. He did finish with 17 points and 5 boards to go with 2 assists and a block. Not a good game there at all. Michael Carter-Williams, he played 21 minutes and had 10 points, 5 boards, 1 assist, 2 steals, and 1 block. Not a bad game there while shooting 66% from the field. Dougie McDermott is back to being Dougie McDermott. In 21 minutes, he had 7 points, 6 boards, and 2 assists. Not a good game there from him. And Nikolai Mirotic, and see, this is a classic point. I got a lot of questions. Oh man, Mirotic, do I start Mirotic? Fuck no, you don't. You don't start Mirotic. Just because news comes out before a lot does not mean you go crazy and you just you take guys that you've been on all day out of your lineup to throw in a scrub. Like, you don't do that. You don't do that. Now, when the Kyle Lowry news breaks, yeah, if you got fucking Kyle Lowry in your lineup and 30 minutes before lock, you find out he's not playing, fuck yeah. You get him out and you get somebody else in there. That's clear common sense. But Mirotic, no. Fuck Mirotic. That is a bum. Next game I'm going to talk about the San Antonio Spurs at home against the Minnesota Timberwolves. This was a pretty decent game. We saw a really nice one from Karl Anthony Towns, 27 points, 16 boards to go with the block while shooting 10 for 18 from the field. That is 55%. Pretty good game there. Rick Rubio, man, he is on fire right now. Rick Rubio, 21 points, 14 assists, 2 rebounds, and 2 steals while shooting 44% from the field. Pretty nice game there. Shabazz Muhammad, in his 22 minutes off of the bench, he had 15 and 4. Pretty decent game at his price point. And we saw Zach LaVine kind of stink it up again. Even though he had 18 real-life points, he only had 4 rebounds and 2 assists. Not a great game there from him. Andrew Wiggins, another one who mucked it up. 10 points and 3 rebounds to go with 3 assists and 1 steal, shooting 37% from the field. And Gorgui Dieng had a semi-decent game. Decent game for Gorgui Dieng. 17 points, 6 rebounds, 3 assists, 1 steal, and 4, count them, 4 blocks. Really nice game there from Gorgui Dieng. On the San Antonio side of the ball, Kawhi dropped a dirty 30 on him. 34 points, 7 boards, 5 assists, 1 steal, shooting 70% from the field, 2 for 3 from behind the arc. Played 38 minutes. Excellent game we saw from Kawhi Leonard. Really like to see that one. Gives us confidence that we can definitely roster him going forward. LaMarcus Aldridge in his 36 minutes had 29 points, 4 boards, 3 assists, 2 blocks. Good game we saw from him. Tony Parker had 14 points and 5 assists in his 28 minutes. And Paul Gasol, not a great game there. Only played 17 minutes. He had 3 points, 5 boards, 1 assist, and 1 for 2 from the field. Not a great game there from him. Manu Ginobili in his 19 minutes off of the bench, he had 9 points, 2 rebounds, 2 assists, 1 steal, shooting 60% from the field. That's 3 for 5. Not a great game there. And on the last game of the night, the Denver Nuggets going to LA to take on the Lakers. This was a pretty good game. Came down to the wire. The Denver Nuggets were just a little bit too much for the Lakers on tonight. We all knew that this was going to be a very stackable game. We talked about that. So if you did implore the Denver or LA stack, I know it got you to the money, especially if you were able to move with the ebb and flow of what happened before lock with the Kyle Lowry situation. We're gonna start with Danilo Gallinari, 14 points, 5 rebounds, 6 assists, 1 steal in his 39 minutes. Pretty good game there. Nikolai Jokic double big in his 33 minutes. He had 29 points and 15 boards to go with 1 assist, and that's not characteristic of the way that Nikolai Jokic has been playing lately. You kind of think, hey, this guy's going to assist the ball. But he only had 1 assist tonight. He only had 1 assist tonight. Shot 12 for 22 from the field, 54%. Pretty good for a big guy. Hit 1 of 5 3-pointers. We need you back around the basket, bro. Don't start that boogie shit. Don't do it. Don't do it. Wilson Chandler, in his 26 minutes, had 14 points, 6 boards, and 1 assist with 4 blocks. Pretty decent game for him. Those 4 blocks really helped this point total out. And Emmanuel Mudiay, man, 14 points, 2 rebounds, 6 assists, and 2 steals, shooting 71% from the field. Pretty good for him. And Will Barton was actually the best play in this game. He had 26 points, 4 rebounds, and 8 assists. Pretty nice game there for him. He played 35 minutes, was second on the team to Danilo Gallinari in those minutes. The Lakers side of the ball, now we knew that Luol Deng wasn't going to be playing. That came out after lock. So if you had him in your lineups, that's yet another reason why we should still have late swap. But whatever, it is what it is. Brandon Ingram in his 36 minutes had 15 and 5 to go with 4 assists and 3 steals. That dude is a pretty solid defender. He plays the passing lanes very well. Julius Randle, man, had 7 points, 7 rebounds, 7 assists, 1 steal, and a bunch of fucking fouls. And that's why he only saw 25 minutes of court time. Not a great game there from him. Timothy Mozgov stunk it up for his 10 minutes, had 4 points and 1 rebound. And Nick Young, Swaggy P, played 30 minutes and had 22 points, 2 rebounds, 1 assist, and 3 steals. Pretty decent game for him. So a nice one from Sweet Lou Williams. We talked about him the other night, fumbling and bumbling and stumbling and knocking down jump shots. He had 24 points, 4 boards, and 7 assists. Pretty decent game there. And Ivan Zubac double-doubled in his 26 minutes. He had 11 points and 13 boards, while Tyreek Black had 14 and 8 to go with the block. Pretty decent game there for that price point. Now that we have recapped last night's games, and I gotta say, I think it's a really good thing the way we do it when we jump into the player pricing. This gives us a pool in our head, maybe 5 or 6 guys per position, and we can look at that and then develop our core plays from that, and then roster those guys accordingly. And I'm gonna tell you another way. A lot of the larger sites try to throw you off in this direction. Think about this. It's because when they break down games and we talk about it, they talk about it by position. If I just talk to you about players by position, there's all of these shooting guards. Let's talk about these shooting guards, and I go down a list of shooting guards for you. That we're not talking about game flow in that situation. We're not talking about pace. We're not talking about the complete team aspect of NBA and what it means. We're not talking about that. We're just talking about position by position. Not really understanding that just because a guy is a point guard and we put him in a point guard style on DraftKings, it does not mean that is going to be his only responsibility is to be a point guard, to facilitate, to distribute. No, they do all kind of shit, especially in today's games. So when we talk position by position, we're kind of narrowing your outlook, and that's why I don't do that. I don't talk position by position. I talk game by game. Because when it comes down time for you to roster the guys that you want, I want you to have game flow in your mind. If you have game flow in your mind, at some point you are going to, I don't want to say guess because you're smarter than that. You're going to hypothesize the correct game flow with the correct player, and it's going to all hit together, and it's going to be a beautiful thing, and you're going to make a lot of money. So let's stay away from position by position analysis, because that's bullshit. That's something to throw you off. It's something to throw a bunch of names at you, and to take you out of the realm of thinking about the totality of the game. And that's where the money is made. It's made when you can visualize the entire game flow, and you can say, "Oh shit! Based on what I've seen before, when this player is in this situation, he does this, and his teammates do that. In concert to him, this goes on. These things happen, and it's a very easy flow of information and confidence that you build when you can look at not only just a player by position, but you can also see him on the floor, see what he does on the floor. That's why watching games is so important. Enough of that. Let's go ahead and jump into the player pricing for tomorrow's slate. We're gonna get out of this. I'm gonna go. Thank you, my brother. Usually this like happens like so quick, and it's my apology. I'm sorry about that. We're gonna go ahead and jump into the player price and then get it all set in stone. Now this is my first time looking at this, and this is beautiful because we know we've got 9 games slate tomorrow. We're gonna do like a little quick slate breakdown. 9 games starting at 7 o'clock. We've got a nice little 4-game turbo here starting at 7:30. We've got 3 games at 8 o'clock, and we've got the late games at 10:30. 2 games there. Now, I suggest this a lot, and I don't think that you guys take me up on it, and I really want you to. Tomorrow, man, check out the 7:30 games. 4 games. Make you a nice little stack lineup. Make a couple stack lineups in it. Make a couple lineups in this, and throw them in the main, and see what it does for you. Just do it. Let's go and jump into the complete slate here. And of course, we're going to go to all of the plays. But as you can see, Russell Westbrook is headlining tonight's uh, 9-game slate as the highest salary player on the board, going against the Golden State Warriors. It's at Golden State, so you know it's a late game. Normally I would tell you no on a 9-game slate, no Russell Westbrook. But this dude is on a mission to prove that he's better than all of those cats. And pound for pound, he is. Pound for pound, Russell Westbrook is the best player in the NBA. I don't give a fuck what anybody says. Pound for pound, he's the best. And I think he's on a mission to prove that he is. And I think we see one of the biggest triple doubles we've seen from Russell Westbrook so far this year. So he is definitely somebody who's going to be in my player pool. And you know me. You know I do not like to pay this much for a player. But 12.1K, I really think that we can get away with that on a 9-game slate. We're going to have value open up at some point. We're going to be able to afford Russell Westbrook within reason in some spots. I'm not saying go ham and run him everywhere, but I kind of think that if there was any night where if you didn't have Russell Westbrook, you're not going to cash, it might be tonight. So I like Russell Westbrook in some spots, and I will definitely have my fair share of him. James Harden on the back-to-back, 11.7 against the Milwaukee Bucks. This game is at Houston. I think we give a slight edge to them because the game is at home. And I always like James Harden at home. I think he's a really good play every time he's at the crib. Anthony Davis, we need to get some more information on him. There's a very good chance that he doesn't play tomorrow. If he does, I don't want any part of it anyway. The dude's glass. He's too fragile right now. I don't want to have any part of Anthony Davis. DeMarcus Cousins is definitely in play for me at 10.6. And the lineups where I don't have Russell Westbrook, I'll probably have some DeMarcus Cousins or maybe some Giannis too. I like him tomorrow at 10.4. We saw tonight that you can play guys, you can play perimeter guys against the Houston Rockets. We saw that tonight. Patrick Beverly is still kind of hobbled. He can do nothing with Giannis. He's probably not even going to be checking him. I think Giannis kind of goes ham tomorrow. I like him. Kevin Durant, of course, 9.9. He is that type of talent that can be priced up this high. But on the team with so many guys that are that talented, it's hard for him to really get off. And I think tomorrow is going to be one of those times where we can see a really nice game. I'm talking a 60-point game from Kevin Durant, so I do like him tomorrow. Steph Curry has been playing really well. And now that the price on him is at 9K, I don't like him as much. I just don't. Isaiah Thomas against my New York Knicks, you can ignore that negative DVP. We can roster Isaiah Thomas with confidence in damn near any situation. I think because for 2 reasons, I think people are going to shy away from rostering him. Number one, they're probably going to say, oh, they're going to blow him out. And you don't understand that if the Boston Celtics blow the Knicks out at home, he probably had a great game. He probably scored a bunch of fucking points. So I do like Isaiah Thomas tomorrow. The other reason is because they would have fear of him not getting minutes in the blood, of course, but they would also look at that sixth ranked DVP against point guards and not want to roster him. Don't worry about it. You can fire him up. John Wall, no, I don't like John Wall tomorrow, and I'm a John Wall guy. I don't like him tomorrow. Kyle Lowry, if he does play, yes, I like him at 8.5. Joel Embiid, he probably will play tomorrow because they did. It wasn't like on a back to back or anything. He probably will play tomorrow. If they do play, I like him at 8.4, but I won't be rostering him just because I am not rostering a guy that much in salary on a minutes limit. I'm not doing it. If he starts out slow and for the first 12, 15 minutes of the game he doesn't play well, then the other 13, I'm looking for 60 points. No, I'm not doing that. DeMar DeRozan at 8.3, not in play for me. Dame Lillard, I'll be at the game tomorrow in Charlotte, and I will not be rostering Dame Lillard at 8.2K. I just don't like him against that stout Charlotte Hornets perimeter, especially against point guards. They are eighth ranked DVP against point guards tomorrow. Carmelo Anthony, if we do not see Chris Stapps, I think you can fire up Carmelo Anthony easily. I like him tomorrow. Draymond Green, yes, against Oklahoma City, 7.9K. No Steven Adams to really man the middle. We can definitely go with Draymond Green. Paul Millsap at 7.8 is not a play I'm interested in. Kimba, I'm going to show you three things. Kimba Walker at the crib against the 27th ranked defense against point guards. And I'm show you one more thing. 7.7K. I love Kimba tomorrow. I'll be in attendance. I probably won't be sitting next to the hose because my wife will be with me. But I love Kimba tomorrow. Excellent play there for me. Paul George is in play for me at 7.7K at Sacramento. I like him tomorrow. Andre Drummond is questionable. We may not see him. If we don't, we can definitely look to his backup, Aaron Baines, or the Morris guy and Tobias Harris too. We'll get down to them in a moment. Jeff Teague, yes, 7.6, going up against Darren Collison. I like him there. Mike Conley, yes, 7.5. Really, this is a point guard night tomorrow. And the last time we had one of these nights, a lot of the point guards shit the bed. I don't think this happens tonight because the matchups are nice. The matchups for the point guards are really nice tonight. Nick Batum, 7.4. This is a fourth ranked DVP against that shooting guard / small forward position. I still like Nick Batum tomorrow. CJ McCollum is in play at 7.3. Drew Holiday is a no for me. This is real, man. Orlando restricts point guards. They just don't play very well against the Orlando Magic. Marc Gasol is in play at 7.2, going up against Martin Gortat. Fuck yeah, give me some Marc Gasol. Jabari Parker, not really in play for me. If I liked Giannis more, I would like Jabari more. But Giannis isn't like my top flight guy that I gotta have. I think he's gonna play well tomorrow, but I don't think Jabari Parker follows suit. Enes Kanter, what are we gonna do with Enes Kanter? Because this dude won the Snowflake Award the other night, was 37 to 90% owned in most tournaments and cash games. What do we do with Enes Kanter tomorrow? What do we do? A fade would be nice. Maybe I know he won't see as high ownership as he saw the other night, but the ownership is still going to be high on him. And I don't think that we have to go there at 7K. We don't. The price is up. Dude shit a brick, and the price went up 900 points. I don't want any of that. I'm good. Reggie Jackson at 7K. Now, this guy is in, one of the best matchups against the point guard position. And one of the sweatshop laws is we attack Atlanta at the point guard spot. And Reggie Jackson has been playing horribly lately. He hasn't been playing very well at all. But I can't ignore the sweatshop law, and I'm gonna have some Reggie Jackson in my lineup tomorrow. 7K for him is not stealing, so I'll definitely be on that. Dwight Howard, if we don't see Drummond, I kind of like him off that rest. Rudy Gay, 7K, I kind of like him. Even though it's a 7th-ranked DVP, I kind of like Rudy Gay tomorrow. Miles Turner is in play at 7K. Al Horford is a definite play at 6.9 against my New York Knicks. We are very bad rebounding the basketball. Kristaps Porzingis might not play tomorrow. Like I said, if he doesn't play, I like Melo. If he does play, I don't like him tomorrow because I think he's still kind of hurt. Terrence Jones is in play at 6.7 if we don't see Anthony Davis. And we've got to get that news earlier in the day. Nikolai Vucevic, yes, at 6.6, he is in play. Klay Thompson is somebody who I kind of like as a sneaky late-night hammer. Going to see low ownership on a 9-game slate. 6.5 is good for him. Tobias Harris. If I don't see Drummond, I like Tobias Harris. If Drummond plays, I don't like him. Brad Beal at 6.4 is definitely in play. Even though it's against Tony on defense, I kind of like them anyway because I think that they're going to restrict John Wall. The scoring's got to come from somewhere. It's probably going to come from Brad Beal. Derrick Rose is in play at 6.3K. Alfred Payton, yes, at 6.2. Markieff Morris is a no for me at 6.1. Dennis Schroeder, 6K. Detroit just plays such good team defense against the point guard position. I know he had a decent game out last time, but let's not forget about the 3 or 4 stinkers that he laid up before that. So I don't think I'm going to have very much Dennis Schroeder tomorrow. Zach Randolph, the price is up on him a little bit, 6K, but you can rebound the ball as a big coming off the bench, especially against the Washington Wizards second team. I kind of like Zach Randolph tomorrow. Avery Bradley is not in play for me. Jonas Valanciunas, no. Tyreek Evans is in play. Otto Porter is a no for me. Serge Ibaka is a no for me. Martin Gortat, no for me. Eric Gordon is in play for me against that Milwaukee second team. The 9th ranked DVP against shooting guards, I still like him. Greg Monroe, 5.7 is in play for me. The price went down. It was 6.1. Now it's 5.7. That's a little more manageable for a guy who doesn't start. Jay Crowder, man, is going to be seeing Carmelo defense. Check, please. I like him tomorrow at 5.6. Mason Plumlee, you can rebound the ball. You can attack. You can definitely attack Charlotte rebounding the basketball, and I think Mason Plumlee will do a good job of that at 5.6K. I like him. Malcolm Brogdon is a no for me. Thaddeus Young, 5.6 is in play. Vic Oladipo, a lot of cats are not going to be on him. I kind of like him because the price is still cheap. He's 5.5K. The guy does have 50-point upside. We saw that earlier in the season. I like Vic Oladipo tomorrow. Marcus Morris, yes, at 5.5. Trevor Ariza, yes, at 5.5. Covington is a very interesting play tomorrow. I kind of like him. Going up against not DeMar DeRozan, but DeMarre Carroll, he's got to be working. His defensive game and his three-point shot, his deep shot has got to be working. And if that happens, man, we can see a really big game from Robert Covington tomorrow at 5.5K. I kind of like him. We'll have him in a couple spots. Kentavious Caldwell-Pope should be out tomorrow at 5.4K. Patrick Beverly is a no for me. Ersan Ilyasova, yes, at 5.4. I like him. Aaron Gordon is a sneaky play, but the price is up on him a little bit. Even though he's been seeing a fair amount of run recently, I just don't think I can get that production from him at 5.4K tomorrow against the New Orleans Pelicans. Steven Adams, of course, we know he's out. Darren Collison is in a plus matchup against Jeff Teague. I kind of like him at 5.3. We can definitely go there. DeMarre Carroll is a no for me. Evan Fournier is out. We know that. Cody Zeller, the 3rd-ranked DVP against the center position. I don't like Cody Zeller tomorrow at 5.2K. TJ McConnell will probably play tomorrow, but the question is, who is the starter, him or Sergio Rodriguez? Now, Sergio Rodriguez didn't lose the job because he played bad. He got hurt, and then TJ McConnell came in, and he played well. So we've got to find out who's going to be the starter and how they're going to allocate the minutes between both players. Joakim Noah, we can attack Boston rebounding the ball. I like him. There's going to be 2 ways to do this. There's Joakim Noah, and then there's a cheaper way, which I like even more. Michael K. Gilchrist tomorrow at 5.1. I like him tomorrow. Al-Farouq Amino, I like him at 5.1. Montrezl Harrell, no for me. Tim Hardaway Jr. is a no for me unless he does get the start. For some reason, we don't see Dwight Howard or something like that. Maybe we could start him. Ryan Anderson is a no for me. Probably going to be out tomorrow. Nerlens Noel probably will be out. Marcus Smart is a no. Tony Allen, yes, at 4.7. That price is very cheap. Even though it's the 5th-ranked DVP against shooting guards, I still kind of like him. Bradley Beal is not a great defender. I like Tony Allen tomorrow. Marvin Williams is a big yes for me. I like him at 4.6K. The price is down on him. He plays really well at home. I like Marvin Williams. Clint Capella is a no for me. Sergio Rodriguez, 4.6. He's starting. Yes, I like that against the Toronto Raptors. Kelly Olynyk is a player I really like tomorrow at 4.5. The price still hasn't caught up to his recent projection. We can definitely use him. Jeremy Lamb is out tomorrow. That makes way for Marco Belinelli. We'll get down to him in a moment. Jody Meeks probably will get the start at 4.5, taking the place of Evan Fournier. If he does, I kind of like him. Kent Bazemore is dead to me. Kuzminskas is no, 4.3. Michael Green, yes, at 4.3. That price is cheap on him. Dario Saric had a really nice game out last time. I think he repeats that performance, has a 4.3K price tag. I like that. John Lure is questionable. We need to check up on that. Kylo Quinn is the way that I really like to attack the Boston rebounding situation, because not only is the first team bad, but the second team is horrible rebounding the basketball. That's Kelly Olynyk standing around shooting threes and not rebounding the ball. I like Kylo Quinn tomorrow at 4.1 over over Joakim Noah at 5.1. I like Kyle O'Quinn. I'll take that discount to attack Boston's rebounding. Evan Turner is in play at 4.1. The problem is there's so many fucking small forward slash, guys like that that play for Portland. It's hard to nail down which one it's going to be because Al-Farouq Aminu, Evan Turner, Maurice Harkless, Alan Crabb, these guys all see a nice amount of run on any given night. And it's kind of hard to predict the game flow that's going to let you pick which one is going to go off. If I had to choose one of the four, it would be Evan Turner because I think that the game does stay close enough to where we see him playing with some of that first team and second team. So I do like Evan Turner tomorrow. Maurice Harkless is a no for me at 4.1. Anthony Tolliver is a yes at 4.1. Going against the Indiana Pacers is a 26th ranked team against a small forward position. I like that. Alan Crabb is a no for me. Lucas Nogueira probably will not play tomorrow. Tyler Lawson is questionable. If that's the case, then I like Darren Collison even more. Amir Johnson is a no for me at 3.9. Davos Epalosha is a yes at 3.9. I like him. Garrett Temple, 3.9. He is definitely playable. Brandon Jennings is a no. Roberson, no. Johnson, no. Jeremy Grant is in play if he does get the start. Last time he got the start. If he does that again, he's in play at 3.7. I think he's just athletic enough to go out and get some early scoring and kind of get in a good rhythm. I kind of like him tomorrow. Marco Bellinelli is in play at 3.7K. Spencer Hawes is a no for me. Let's go ahead and see if we can find Jaja at 3.6. Yeah, he's in play. 3.6, he's in play. Frank Kaminsky is in play at 3.6. The price is very cheap on him. I think we see a fair amount of minutes for Frank Kaminsky tomorrow. We know that Jeremy Lamb is out of the rotation, so it's going to be Bellinelli and him going to be the first two guys off the bench. And I like Frank Kaminsky tomorrow at that cheaper price point. Bud Hield at 3.6. Is he starting? If he does, I kind of like him at that price. He's a salary-saving punt option. Kelly Oubre is a no for me. South, 3.5. That's too much for South. No, I don't want that. Donatas Montejunas. Chris Humphreys, no. Sessions, no. Vince Carter is playable at 3.4. Vince Carter is playable at 3.4. Monte Ellis is a no for me. Corey Joseph is a no for me at 3.4. Justin Holiday, no. Sabonis, starter, 3.3. Punt play, we can do that. Tony Snell, 3.3. Yes. If he starts at shooting guard, we can see some good. We can see 6x for Tony Snell. We could, because James Harden will let you score. I kind of like Tony Snell tomorrow as a salary-saving punt option. TJ Miles also is in play for me at 3.3. Jared Henderson has not been shooting on shit lately, so I will not be fucking with him. Joffrey Lavergne is a no for me. Malcolm Delaney is a no. The reason why I don't like Lavergne is because Golden State, they take the center off the court. So if OKC tries to match them and go small, I don't think we see much of Joffrey Lavergne. Excuse me. Ooh. Sam Decker is in play at 3.2. I like him. Damn, almost lost my voice. Let's go ahead and look at a 3K player that we may like. Campaign at 3K could be a play for us, as well as Hernan Gomez. If you don't see Chris Stapps, Hernan Gomez could be a play for us as well at 3K. Now, while I finish choking to death, damn, let's go ahead and jump. That was strange as fuck, bro. Almost died, man. This shit is live too. Like I'm not even editing this shit. What the fuck was that? I know what I need. Jeez, that was crazy. Let's go ahead and jump into the point total for tomorrow. We're gonna start in Charlotte, where the Portland Trailblazers are coming to town. Two things I really like about this game. Number one, there's a lot of shit I like about this game. And I'm gonna go ahead and be a fucking homer. Because that's just me. That's who I am. Number one, Kemba. Kemba's at home. I love him at home. He's 7.7K. Kind of low for the price point. Doesn't have to do much. He gets 40 points. I feel good about it. Okay, we've got a 216-point total. That's pretty sweet. 4.5 is the spread. The Charlotte Hornets are the home favorite. So that means that the Charlotte Hornets are going to play a better game than the Portland Trailblazers if Vegas is right. So if Charlotte Hornets play a great game, that means Kemba plays a great game. That means we see a really solid game from Nick Batum. Or if we don't see a solid game from Nick Batum because Portland is really good against that shooting guard position, that means we see an even better game from Kemba. So I like Kemba Walker tomorrow. Also, I think MKG is in play. He can do some of the dirty work. He sees the most run with the second team. We can definitely look to MKG tomorrow. I like him. I also like Marvin Williams in this game too. He's going to have a chance to shoot that deep jump shot and also go down and bang with some guys who really don't like banging. This is Ed Davis is out. He's their scrapper, like the guy that goes out and really fights for loose balls, and these guys does the dirty work. He's not playing tomorrow, so I kind of do like Marvin Williams on the Portland side of the ball. There's not too much I like, other than the fact that we can attack Charlotte rebounding the basketball. I like that with Mason Plumlee. I think he's going to be a really solid play on tomorrow's slate. And I'm going to this game to watch Dame and Kemba duke it out. And my heart is telling me, don't fuck with Dame. Excuse me. My head is telling me don't fuck with Dame because of the negative DVP. But this dude is a superior talent, man. We can definitely look to him in some spots. He's going to be low owned. He's not going to be one of the higher owned guys. Maybe we can look to Dame Lillard tomorrow. But I do like, my head is telling me I do like CJ McCollum a lot more than I like Damian Lillard. One, you get a break on the price. Number two, he's in a better matchup. So I do like CJ McCollum tomorrow. Next game I'm going to talk about is the Philadelphia 76ers at home in a 210-point total against the Toronto Raptors. Toronto Raptors coming off a back-to-back. We didn't see any of Kyle Lowry again, from last night. So we're probably going to see him tomorrow. And I think he has a really great game against the Philadelphia 76ers. He will be the one guy that I would really roster with confidence there. I don't want to run out Jonas Valanciunas against Joel Embiid. But the interesting thing is Nogueira got hurt. So who the fuck is going to get the minutes? Who's going to get the big minutes? The minutes as a big in this game against Philadelphia. Patrick Patterson was questionable, and I believe did not play in this game. So who's going to get those minutes? We may have to go with Valanciunas because if he's just going to be out there for a long time, that's something to look at. On the Philadelphia side, I think Robert Covington deserves consideration. Sergio Rodriguez or TJ McConnell, whichever one is the starter, deserves consideration. And you can roster Joel Embiid if you want. 8.4K, the price is going up. The minutes are not. I'm not fucking with it. Next game I'm going to talk about, Memphis Grizzlies going to Washington, going to D.C., to the nation's capital, to take on John Wall and the Washington Wizards, who were the Bullets when I was a kid. I remember that. It was funny. Washington Bullets. And it's the murder capital of the fucking world, and the name was the Bullets. It was bad. It was bad in D.C. But now it's not as bad, I guess. 205 points is the total. The Washington Wizards are giving up 3 to the Memphis Grizzlies. They are away from the grindhouse, which I really don't have a problem with. But, I've got to say, I like Mike Conley, man. Mike Conley is a player that I just like. I like him. The pressure is on him. He's got that huge-ass contract. Everybody's talking shit about how much money he makes, even though they're about to go through the same shit as soon as the season is over. I like Mike Conley tomorrow. I think he has a really nice game. Conley and Gasol together in this game could be nice. Because really, they're really the only major fantasy point producers from this whole team. 205-point total. I like them. I like both of those guys tomorrow. Washington, not too much to like. I know John Wall is going to be, hindered somewhat by that perimeter defense. And as we talk about Mike Conley being one of the better on-ball defenders in the league, especially against point guards, that kind of opens the door for Otto Porter and Bradley Beal. Bradley Beal more so. So I kind of like him tomorrow. And we know that we've been seeing a ton of minutes lately from Marcin Gortat, but I just don't like him tomorrow. I just don't. I haven't liked him in a couple games. I don't like him. Next game I'm going to talk about, there's no point total yet for that game, is the New York Knicks going to Boston to take on the Celtics, my New York Knicks. And we know we're not going to see, we may not see Kristaps Porzingis. That's why there's no point total for this game. On the Boston side, man, fire up Isaiah. Just keep it simple. You can definitely play Isaiah Thomas tomorrow. You can also play Kelly Olynyk. You play Al Horford. I like Jay Crowder in this game. I like a lot of things about this Boston team. On the New York Knicks side, the only player that I really would feel like I can roster with confidence is going to be Melo and Kyle O'Quinn to give us that rebounding that we can always attack the Boston Celtics with. The next game I'm going to talk about is the Atlanta Hawks going to Detroit to take on the Pistons. I can guarantee there's going to be a low point total. We've got some injuries on both sides of the ball. Uh, with Dwight Howard resting the last game out, as well as Andre Drummond being questionable. So the point total is probably going to be pretty low. If Andre Drummond doesn't play, I like Millsap. I like him. If Andre Drummond doesn't play, I like Millsap. If Howard doesn't play, I like Millsap. If Howard plays, I don't like Millsap. If Drummond plays, I don't like Millsap or Howard. I don't like this game, period. If Drummond plays, I don't like this game, period. The only play that I would roster with confidence, and this is going to go against a lot of what all of you are thinking, is I would attack Atlanta at the point guard situation, man. You can do it, man. Go back and check out the splits, bro. You can attack Atlanta at the point guard spot, and I think Reggie is a capable point guard. The price is up just a little bit more than the production has been on him, but I think we can get away with that and come away with a nice 35, 36-point game tomorrow and get that 5x plus in value at lower ownership at that. Next game I'm going to talk about the Milwaukee Bucks going to Houston to take on the Rockets. This is a 227-point total, a whopping point total, 227. With the Milwaukee Bucks getting 7.5 from the Houston Rockets coming off of that back-to-back. Now, I like Harden. I think Harden can play well in this game. If anybody can do it at home, he can on the back-to-back. Guy that loves to rack up stats and get those triple-doubles. I think we can definitely look to him. Giannis is also a good play in this game too, as well. But when it comes to the supporting cast, man, with a point total this big, it's gonna be hard to dig through and find out who we think is really gonna, shoulder the rest of the load once the stars put in their work. And it's not gonna be usual suspects. I don't think Jabari Parker has a great game. I don't think Patrick Beverly and Trevor Ariza have great games. I think a lot of the scoring that we're seeing in this point total is gonna come from guys in secondary, third string roles, like not the secondary role, but the guy after that. I think we see some solid minutes for people like Greg Monroe in this game. I think we see solid minutes on the Milwaukee side. I think we see solid minutes on the Houston side from people like Eric Gordon in this game. We know we're not going to see Ryan Anderson. Probably he's going to be out tomorrow. So this game has got some fantasy goodness in it, but it's going to take a little bit of research and thinking and really analyzing game flow to figure out who it's going to be. Remember, it's a 227-point total. That's a lot of points. Next game we're going to talk about is the Orlando Magic going to New Orleans to take on the Pelicans. There is no point total yet for this game, too, because Evan Fournier is out, as well as Anthony Davis is questionable, so they haven't given us a point total yet. It probably won't be that high. Probably won't be much higher than 205, 206, I don't think. The New Orleans Pelicans, man, they're a tough team to tag, especially if you don't see Anthony Davis. If he doesn't play, Terrence Jones is a must play almost. Like he's almost a must play. You've got to play him. Which also leads you to look at some shares of maybe Drew Holiday because somebody's got to do the scoring. Somebody's got to do it. Orlando could easily blow this team out if we don't see Anthony Davis. So we've got to be on the lookout for that. On the Orlando side, Jody Meeks is very interesting to me. The guy can shoot the ball, just flat out shoot it. I like Vucevic in this game too, and I also like Elfrid Payton. I think they both can be really nice plays. I would steer clear of the Bismack Biyombo and the Aaron Gordon. Maybe Serge Ibaka could be in play for you in this game. There's no point total yet, so we've got to be on the lookout for that. The next game is the Oklahoma City Thunder going to Golden State, take on the Warriors. This is a 227-point total with a 13-point differential. So the Golden State Warriors are giving up 13 points to the Oklahoma City Thunder. I don't know if that holds up. One thing this team hasn't done is, blow out teams. They haven't blown out a lot of teams this year. This is not like last year, like 73-9. This is not like that. This team is not blowing people out. And I don't think that Russell Westbrook is one of those cats that will just lay down and let you blow him the fuck out. So I love him in this point total. This game, you think he doesn't know that he's a 13-point underdog in this game? Do you really think he doesn't know that? Of course he knows that. And he's gonna come out firing, bro. And he's gonna play very well. And against Steph Curry can't do nothing with Russell Westbrook. I think he has a big triple double tomorrow. I'm talking, 36, 14, and 12. It's a big triple double with some steals and a block or two. So I do like Westbrook tomorrow, even though I'm not willing to pay up every slate for that big salary that he does carry. And he'll probably be the only play that I really like. I mean, if I'm creating lineups and I'm going heavy and big in certain spots, and I need a very cheap one-off guy, or even if I'm looking at Oladipo a little bit, I could definitely get into those guys. But Westbrook will be the only guy that I would really roster with complete confidence. On the Golden State side, like I said before, man, I like Klay Thompson in this game. I think he's going to be a really nice play. Kind of a sneaky contrarian GPP play. I don't think he's going to be high owned for two reasons. Number one, he's like, supposedly the third or fourth option on this team. And people want to see their guys play early. So they just don't play guys in the later games. Plus, there's a 13-point blowout risk involved. So I don't think a lot of people are going to be on this game, period, with the exception of Russell Westbrook. He may be the highest owned player in this particular game. Kevin Durant also think he's gonna have a nice game. Remember now, this is the narrative. This is Durant against Westbrook. Like the guy left them to go to them. They're both gonna want to get up for this game. It's gonna be a good game. It's gonna be a really good one. Next game we're gonna talk about, and the last game on the slate is gonna be the Indiana Pacers going to Sacramento, take on the Kings. This is a 214-point total, with the point spread being even right now. There's no points to be spread between the two teams. So this definitely is a game that we need to pay attention to, because this is going to see even less ownership than the Oklahoma City and Golden State game, because folks just are not. There's not the big name value attached to this game that it is to the Golden State and Oklahoma City game. We've got Boogie, of course, but Boogie is always less owned when they play late games. And if you check how his ownership when he plays at 7:30 to when he plays at 10:30, it's an astronomical. A lot of guys, people are not going to be on Boogie. I think Boogie's a really nice play tomorrow. I also think we can look to on the Sacramento side. I think we can definitely look to Collison in this game, going against that Jeff T defense. Yes, I like that. Also, maybe Rudy Gay can be somebody we look at in this game. On the Indiana side, I love Jeff T. He's gonna do the motherfucker with Collison. I like him tomorrow. Even Paul George, I think, could have a solid game tomorrow against that Anthony Tolliver defense, who I kind of like too. Anthony Tolliver is very cheap, 4.1K. You can sign me up for that. So we've got a really juicy slate on tomorrow, man. It's gonna take a lot of research and sticking to your plays, your core plays, in order to really hit the cash line running. Remember, we've got that 4-gamer inside there. Make some lineups in there. Throw some of those in the main. I am your DFS Jerusalem, and you can follow me on Twitter at DFS Jerusalem. I want to thank you again so much for all of your support, so supporting the show, really helping the brand to blow up. I see the Sweatshop logo all over the place as guys are taking down tournaments and doing the damn thing. I appreciate all of your support and loyalty when it comes to that. If you want to support the show, there's many different ways you can do so. The first thing you're doing right now, watching the show, is actually the biggest support. Thank you very much for lending me your ear and your time and giving me those views on YouTube. Secondly, there's a box over here, man. It says support the show. Very, very plain. It's written in pretty English letters. You can support the show. Click that link. Let it go. Take you where it has to take you to support the show. You can definitely copy some DFS sweatshop swag. The shirts are being printed as we speak. Go ahead and get you one. The link is probably going to be in the description of this video. And also, if you want to become a full-fledged member of the DFS Sweatshop, go and visit the website at www.dfssweatshop.com. That's where you will receive everything: our core plays, our core 4 roster building strategy. You will get our DVPs, our spreadsheets, and you'll be on the fast track to get into those new tools as soon as they are released. Remember, this has been your DFS Jerusalem. Thank you very much. The number one thing I want you to do always in a DFS Sweatshop is keep it 300.